We are one step closer. Y'all know what time it is.
I ain't never lost. Never in my life.
Hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the NevaLoss podcast. It's your man BDB. Hey, today we're going to talk about some of the rumblings that's going on in Cleveland. Looks like Shedeur might get his opportunity to at least practice with the ones and twos. We got people spinning the narrative on how that game versus Minnesota went. We'll definitely go over that, but it's gonna be we're gonna do a lot of reaction and going over some of the news coming out of Cleveland. We're gonna start with the 92.3, the Fan Cleveland radio station. Hear what they had to say, man, and I'll give you my takes. This is them. They're gonna be talking about basically what Steven Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns are doing right now as far as the narrative they're trying to spin to make it seem like if Shedeur has a great game, that they're responsible. So go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and let this play out. Let me know if y'all agree.
Hesitant to the idea that he actually would see the field, because it just became a part of me that wondered if they were just gonna. I honestly didn't know that they move away from Flacco as early as they did, even though I kept telling everyone after 4 weeks
I was
is when they
shocked
had
about
to
that as
actually
well.
figure that out.
I wasn't sure if they were going to move away from Flacco.
It's what I would do. I was surprised they actually did it. But with this, the part that got me was in this report. Rap Sheet talks about how his development is happening every day, and while we had a long way to go upon arriving as a fifth-round draft pick from Colorado, Sanders has worked and he's learned. They're trying to rewrite that initial narrative that was out there that basically Shedeur is wasting everyone's time. Mm-hmm. And the only part that gets me
they've been pushing it.
Is that you took a quarterback in the fifth round. You're going to tell everyone that he's just a fifth-round quarterback, and you're going to then try to get all the credit for how he looks once he plays. That's the part that bothers me the most.
And I think he is spot on with this take. I think I have been hearing more positive news from all the stuff they've been leaking, all the negativity about Shedeur that they've been leaking all year. And then Flacco started off terrible, throwing so many interceptions. And then Dillon came in, and it looks like they didn't even really want to let him. They don't believe in his ability. So it's getting to the point where they got to play Shedeur, and if nothing else, see what he can do. So they're trying to spin it and make it seem like, oh, we were always developing them. We was always giving them a chance. This was always down the pipeline, and I just think it's getting kind of funny now. Even though there are some rumblings, there's still a lot of hating on Shedeur. I just think it's funny how they're slowly walking everything back. This is more from the show. Sorry, it's muted. Let's go back.
Off to begin with anyway, you know, but I feel like you have to start it from somewhere, right? You can't tell everybody, and they told everybody, because you got text, I got text, we got text all through training camp and all this other stuff that Shedeur didn't know what the hell he was doing, etc. You can't tell everybody those type of messages and then continue to keep going down that road and then say now he's our starting quarterback. You have to slowly but surely say, oh no. Things are starting to happen. Shedeur looks really good. Hey, how about those extra periods that is going on after practice that Ross Tucker told us about? You think that was an accident a week ago, or 3 weeks ago, because I was off for 2 weeks? You think that was an accident? That wasn't an accident. Like they're starting to build up the narratives that it's starting to click for Shedeur. And I think it's very intentional, because ultimately they're going to want to take credit for it if Shedeur looks good.
Well, and here's the other thing. They got bailed out by the last preseason game. Because one of the things that was so infuriating was them saying, Shedeur is just so behind, he doesn't really, and then he was acing every opportunity off.
Yeah, I thought.
To begin with anyway, you know, but I feel like you have to start it from somewhere, right? You can't.
That right there was again, spot on. That last preseason game, it's not that they got bailed out, it's that they sabotaged Shedeur. They purposely put him in with bums. And was like, hey, you're going to have to work through this, because you looked way too good that first game, and way better than Dillon Gabriel's first game, where Dillon Gabriel was playing solid throughout the game, but then he threw a pick six, of a horrible pick six, you know, and it was just like, hey, this is the stuff we was worried about with Dillon Gabriel, just his arm telling his accuracy. He's not super accurate. the short routes, he can be accurate, but again, when he's under pressure, when it's a longer developing route, his accuracy drops down tremendously. He's real panicky, and he's small. He's super short. So this is the stuff Browns are trying to protect him from. And I think, again, they did that last preseason game, they did it on purpose. But now they're seeing that, Flacco wasn't the guy. They was depending on that. It doesn't look like Gabriel is the guy, or that they even believe that he can be the guy. But we'll see. Next game is going to be telling if they give him some more play. If they open up that playbook and let him ball out a little bit and see if he can make some of those anything above 10-yard passes. Man, I want to see more down the field route. Still rope in the long route, but at this point you should be able to hit them with some double moves. You should be able to hitch and go, different things, man. They just gotta give him the opportunity to make a play, and we'll see next week. This is the countdown. This is them talking about how Dillon Gabriel did. Yeah, you can hear it. Again, this is a battle of the players and the team on the Browns, and knowing what they see in practice every day, and what knowing the bottle cap they trying to keep on Shedeur, not to let it all explode out, man. That he's just that good because of where they drafted him and because of the collusion within the NFL. So you got a battle of the players knowing what's going on, the people who watch Shedeur, the fans of Shedeur, knowing like all this stuff y'all reporting isn't even in his character. Sitting in the back of the meeting room and late and all this nonsense they've been trying to put out there on him. And then you got the oligarch of the NFL, and also just the NFL media who just, you got people who want the Shedeur story in a positive light, but then you got people who want it in a negative light, because either way you're gonna get a ton of clicks. People hate reading, or people cheering you on. So this is the NFL Sunday Countdown.
Were the story of this game. Both these defenses looked like they were going to overpower, especially these quarterbacks that, again, one making his first start, Carson Wentz, has been so up and down throughout his career. But I thought Dillon Gabriel looked decisive. Again, didn't turn the ball over, got the ball out of his hands.
Listen to the words they use.
This offensive line has struggled.
Decisive.
Again, the Minnesota defense, Brian Flores, presents so many problems for a young quarterback. And again, this guy looked controlled for making
controlled. Listen to those words. Decisive. Controlled.
When you go against that Brian Flores defense,
it's never going to be talented.
Now, this kid was outstanding, I thought.
Let's see what he says.
He managed the game well. No turnovers.
Managed the game, no turnovers.
Twice the whole game, but he looked in control. And by the way, accurate.
Control.
Like he was spot on. Him and that the big tight end that you love so much, that
Njoku.
Holy cow, they look good. And this is the first time all season we can say that this offense actually was entertaining to watch.
Yes.
So listen to the select words. It's not talented. It's not. He was moving the ball up and down the field. He was making plays. It's always just, he was decisive. He made a quick decision. But where did that quick decision? He had 19 for 33 and 190 yards. Like, they had over 140 rushing yards, I believe. The defense was stopping them all game, like just making a little. This was the same thing if Shedeur was doing. They would be saying, Shedeur only throws bubble screens. They try to say that now when he threw for 4,000 yards in college and all those touchdowns. It was all bubble screens. Like, that's just not true. They try to blame his 70% completion percentage on bubble screens. But, okay, this is a little bit more.
He's 10-1 against rookie quarterbacks now. This kid was outstanding, I thought.
Right.
He managed the game well. No turnovers. I think he got sacked maybe once or twice the whole game, but he looked in control. And by the way, accurate. Like, he was spot on. Him and that the big tight end that you love so much, that Njoku.
There's a little bit of the same, but I wanted to go a little bit further with
we can say that
Rex
this
Ryan.
offense actually was entertaining to watch.
Yes, it was. You know, one thing about it is you want, all this talk about the rookie, quarterback in Gabriel and him seeing this Brian Flores defense. We all thought he was going to really struggle. But I think one thing that you'll take from this game is you've seen this rookie. He grew from it. And one thing about it, he's not going to face a defense like this every week. So I like what I saw today.
Yeah, especially rushers like Malik Collins, who was getting, I'm going to the other side with Carson Wentz here because that defense was after him. And Carson Wentz looked bad at times, but
this is, again, it's always the same formula. Hey, he played against a tough defense, and hey, he didn't turn the ball over. He made quick decisions. He didn't have opportunity to turn it over.
Justin Jefferson.
Next up, we're gonna talk about Mary Kay. You know, she had despised the Shedeur, but she got to report on. She gonna report on Dillon Gabriel. We gotta listen to her because she does a lot. She gives a lot of inside information, man. So we gotta tune in, man. But it's clear she really doesn't want Shedeur to do good. I don't really understand why any of these people don't want him to do good. Maybe it's just he's so popular, they just hate it. It just goes against their, I don't know, their instincts, what they like in the quarterback. I don't know, but. I would think you want your quarterback confident and ready to go, but for whatever reason, they act like that's a bad thing. Let's hear Mary Kate.
Back when you're throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, right? It's a whole lot better to look easier with those guys. So I think that's something that the Browns are really going to have to take a look at, what they're doing here with their wide receiver core. And they're going to have to, I think, as they move forward, you have to have star receivers on your football team. That's the name of the game today. That's what you've got to do. I mean, look how Baker Mayfield is doing down there because of his receiving core and the amazing rookie that he's got the right now. So you have to have that. And the number one receiver that the Cleveland Browns have right now is Jerry Jeudy. And for whatever reason, he's not cutting it at the moment. Hopefully for everybody, he'll kind of get it together. Said Tillman is on injured.
So we'll end it there. All right, so here we go. Again, the spin. I told y'all they're going to be spinning like Saquon, man. Now it's the receivers aren't good enough, man. You're going to hear nonsense all week about Dillon Gabriel, but there's been so many reports. They finally got Joe Flacco out of there. That is a step in the right direction for Shedeur. Flacco traded. Shedeur is going to step up and take over, man. Again, this is a perfect scenario. They got to make Dillon Gabriel throw the ball now. He has to. Again, I told you receivers are going to stop blocking. They're going to stop running routes hard if he don't throw that ball downfield. No matter what the rumblings is coming from local Cleveland media, it's clear that Shedeur is the best quarterback in that room, man. Again, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's NevaLoss Pod. Y'all have a good one, man. Thank you.